This video is dedicated to my cat Sky. Uh, I got her when I was 5 years old in 2009. And in the beginning, I did not treat her great. I would pick her up and drop her because I thought it was funny. And it turns out we were the same age. We were born the same year, 9, at the time. So she scratched me and I cried, but at the time I didn't realize that it was my fault. Later on, in the years to come, I realized that she was afraid of me whenever I came near her. She had a certain look in her eye, and I realized that that is not what I want my cat, let alone any other living being, to see me as, to look at me like that. And so I started changing my ways into becoming quite a pacifist. And in 2000, well, when I was 12, in 2016, I succeeded for the most part, and she would come to me, she would cuddle up next to me, I would love her, I'd pet her, I'd scratch her chin, she was adorable, she always was adorable. When me and my when me and Sky would come together, she would always be there for me, Over the years, whenever I was sad, she would be there, lying on my lap. Whenever I was bored, she'd come to me, wanting to play or have a treat, and I would get her a treat, and I would gladly play with her. It always baffled me how she got into the closet door at the end of the hallway when it was blocked because it didn't latch. It still doesn't latch. It was blocked by this big laundry basket and a tub full of toys that we didn't play with. And yet she still somehow found a way to get inside that closet. And at the end of the day, when I got back from school, I would hear a meow, and I would open the door, and I would see her on the clean clothes and towels, bed sheets, and blankets that were in there, and she would jump off and go out like nothing had happened. As the years went on, she changed me. She ultimately changed me for the better, too. And I love her with every fiber of my being. And in the year that I was going to graduate, 2022, the year I'd be 18 in, 2022 and 2021, technically, because, school and all that. Anyway, I only had 12 Christmases with her. 2020 was my last Christmas with her. And in 2021, I knew her time was coming up. And in December, I was saving up my money that I had gotten from, chores and such, and I was looking for things that I could do constantly because I knew that her time was coming, and I wanted to get her things that I wasn't able, that I didn't bother to get her in earlier years, because I feel like I let her down, because she was always there for me and I wasn't always there for her. One day on a Thursday or Tuesday, no, it was a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday. After homework helper, that day specifically, I felt something was going to be going wrong. Something was going to be wrong. I didn't want to do homework helper because I felt without a doubt in my being that something was going to go wrong. But I needed to do homework helper, otherwise I would not graduate on time. And my parents convinced me. When I got home, I was happy because I had found, well, I had finally completed, I had finally completed all my homework, all my, things I needed to get caught up on. And when I got to the garage and went inside, my dad greeted me like normal. I went inside and got to the stairway that went from the basement floor to the front door to the first floor. And that was all the floors that we had. Anyway, once I got to the living room, which you go from the staircase to the living room, and when you go there, well, when I first stepped into the living room, I noticed that my cat was not in her usual spot. Sky was not in her usual spot. Sky was not in her usual spot on the couch armrest, which she would always be, and always has been for 3 years in a row. And I saw my mom panic, and we saw my brother and sister sad, and I went over there. My dad held me back and asked what was wrong, and my mom mouthed that Sky was not breathing on the restroom floor, in the master restroom floor. And at first, what was really messed up is that I didn't feel anything. It was just a normal day for me, I guess, and I just didn't feel anything. I felt numb, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel much at all. And a week later, it all came crashing down that she was dead. We had already cremated her, and she was really gone. My best friend for 12 years. The person who changed my entire life, who had been there for me for 12 years, had died just before Christmas. And I went through this 5 stages of grief. Change for an autistic person is rough. But losing your best friend that has been with you for most of your life, that was horrible. Anyway, my cat Sky is no doubt in a better place right now. And every night I pray that God is letting her have the best treatment she could possibly have. Because I wouldn't have been so peaceful or playful as I am today without her. Without the gift that God gave me, and that was Sky. The best gift I could ever ask for. Bye.